What's going on, y'all? It's Jared. Give you what you need in news and interviews. We on the Land Legends podcast. Make sure you subscribe, follow, like us, and share us. Today on the show, we got Mr. Troy Lee Sr. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me, sir.
No problem. Thank you for being here. All right. I've been knowing Troy Lee for a couple years now. We are we roll with each other in Zulu, but Troy Lee, please tell a little bit about yourself to my listeners and subscribers.
All right. My name is Troy Lee. I am a realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Been doing real estate for about 12 years. Been having a lot of fun. Found real estate back in '99, but didn't really become licensed till around 2008. So up until from '99 to '08, I was doing some other things inside of real estate, just buying properties, developing properties, that sort of thing. And then I was led to become a realtor. Became a realtor, and here I am.
All right.
Oh wow!
I would become.
It kind of froze up on me. I lost that question. I didn't get that question. Say that question one more.
Well, how do you become? How you become a licensed real estate agent?
Well, for me, it was a matter of studying. Well, first I was led. I want to be honest with you. I was led by God to go take tests. Right? I studied. Went took the test. Took me about 2 weeks. I went straight through. Took the test straight ahead. 2 weeks. Took the class. First, I had to take a course. I took the course. That was 2 weeks. It was a 90-hour course. Then I took the test and became a realtor. It was pretty streamlined for me. Just had to focus in, really kind of take all the distractions out and get focused. So I did that and became licensed. And that's what happened.
Okay. All right. Now, I took the real estate agent class back in the day, but I didn't go through finish it. Going to take the test because my passion was technology. But can you explain what you have to study, like what things you need to learn when you're taking the exam?
Yeah, so it's a lot of information. You have to really focus. Real estate. You got to learn the law. The state and federal portions of it. But there's a lot of information with regards to contracts, law, just how your ethics, different things like that you really need to know and understand. It's a state test, so it's not something that you can just kind of wing it and get by. You really need to focus. You can do it, and I'm gonna tell you, if you really focus, I keep saying that, but that's really what it is. You focus, you study the course materials, and you're licensed before you know it. It could be a longer process for you, but it doesn't have to be. If you're in and you've made your mind up and said you want to do it, you get the course materials. There's a few different places that you can go and study and take the course. And then once you complete the course, it's a 90-hour course. You complete the course, and then you take the test. You pay your fees, and you're off and running.
All right. Can you tell them? I know it was a long time ago, 99. Do you know how much it costs to become a real estate to take the test?
I would say just to be on the safe side, it'll be about maybe $2,500. You're gonna need books and course materials. You're gonna have some fees. You're gonna have your tuition for the course. It's a few different things that you're gonna have to pay for throughout the process. It's not one write a check for X amount of dollars. You're gonna have to pay maybe 300 to this one, 400 to that one, and it all totals up right around 2,000 to 2,500. Just depends on how much materials you need.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you get into
All right, I'm sorry. It froze up on me one time. Virtual.
all
Say
right.
that.
I hear you. There you go.
Yeah. Ask
Oh,
that question.
I was saying that you said you got into real estate before you became a real estate agent. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So there are several ways you can make money and earn a living in real estate. Um, you don't have to just be an agent. There's different things. So what I was doing when I first became involved in real estate, I was buying properties, renting them out. That's what I was taught. That's my family. They have a history of that. So I was taught that's what you do. You buy you a double, and you buy another double, and then you buy your properties, you let them pay for themselves, and then afford you the ability to move on to the next property. So that's what I was doing. I really enjoyed real estate. I was helping folks find properties um, long before I bought my first piece of property. Um, but I did find myself wanting to get a little bit more involved in it. I enjoyed it. It was something that kind of got me going, got me really kind of moving along. So I just kind of dove into it. Developed a property development company, a real estate development company. Um, then I started developing properties, residential properties. But through that, I didn't enjoy it. I found that wasn't really what I wanted to do inside of real estate. So I was starting to look for some other things. The buying and the renting out, the buying properties, renting them out, that was okay. That was good for the residual income. But I didn't like the development side of it. It was a little bit much for me. I didn't enjoy that. So I was praying and asking God to tell me what to do. What was my next move? And I woke up one day and He told me to go get my license, and I did that. And the rest is history. I never looked back ever since I did that.
Okay. Can you explain about the benefits of um, being an agent instead of being a non-agent while you having rental property? What are I guess the advantages?
Yeah, certainly. So for me, I find that now that I'm an agent, I have more resources available to me. My resource that resource pool just kind of multiplied by 20 times once I became a realtor, because not only can you have a inside track on properties and the availability of properties, but you also have other people that you network with that have resources, properties, connections. Just you're just in an arena that puts you ahead of the game, if you're interested in investing in real estate. I advise people to be invested in real estate. Invest in real estate, even if you don't want to be a realtor. You can invest in real estate and do really well. There's always opportunity in real estate. Always. It never goes away. It's one of those things that um, it's been here long before me, and I'm sure it'll be here long after I'm gone. You have the opportunity to really do well. You can change a lot of people's lives inside of real estate.
All right. So, can you tell me, because me and my wife are looking for some rental property, and I want to know, what do you look in when you're looking for your first rental property? Do you want something that's already remodeled? Do you want to go do things on my, like me do myself, get a refinance loan? I'm sorry, a renovation loan from the bank and do things on my own, or just go all in and get something that's already pre-made, already done for me?
Well, it depends. So um, if it's it really is your goals. What your goals are. So if your goals are around just owning rental property, you don't necessarily have to look for properties that are distressed. You can purchase properties that are already cash flowing. There are some opportunities out there that are cash flowing right now, that you can get into. It depends on your goals, because real estate is a fluid situation. I mean, you can buy something that needs, a total renovation. You can buy something that only needs what I call lipstick renovation, where it's just not very much. Paint the walls and maybe put some carpet down and rent it out, or you can buy properties that are already cash flowing. So that really depends on the individual, and it really depends on your goals, what your goals are. So I would advise you to kind of say, hey, we want to have a property to buy a date, and then kind of start there, and then you develop your goal around that. Okay, so if you want to have a property that you want to rent out in 6 months, well, then that's going to limit you to the type of property that you're going to be looking for, because you're not going to look for a property that needs a total renovation if your goal is to be cash flowing the property within 6 months, right? So it kind of works that way. So you develop your goal, and then you go out and fit the property inside of that goal.
Okay. All right, that's understandable. So, just to give you a little example, like the first property we're looking for, I want to do a multi-family, because everybody keeps saying it's better to do a multi-family house than a family unit. I guess because you get more revenue because you have more doors, more people that you can rent from. So since it's my first time, I guess I'll just ask straight up. So is it better to get a double or get a fourplex first, or just get whatever, like a full at first?
Well, if I look at property with from when you're investing, you want to look at it from the aspect of the rate of return. So if you can find a single family property that gives you a higher rate of return than a double, you got to go with the single family. You don't want to kind of look at it, though, they're saying that, okay, I'm gonna buy a fourplex, and the fourplex is going to be a better investment than the single. That's not always the case, because it depends on the rate of return. So when you put on your investor hat, it's totally different than when you're just buying a property for you to live in, or something like that. If you're going to be investing in real estate, you want to look for the best rate of return on your money. More times than not, that fourplex is going to give you more income as far as um, the tenants paying. You're gonna get that way, but what you're paying out may be more as well. So it doesn't necessarily mean that fourplex is a better investment than the single family. If I pay $50,000 for a single family home that I rent out for $2,000 a month, and I only, maybe my note might be $500 a month. Well, if I'm making 4,000 on the fourplex, is paying me $1,000 a unit, but my note is 3,500. The investment is not a better investment to buy that fourplex. So you look at it that way, and I think you'll find yourself in a better situation long term.
Okay, cool. We got a question from one of our viewers. Shout out to Jermaine. He's asking a question: where is the best area in New Orleans to buy a rental home?
Well, that depends, because it goes back to the investor hat. When you put that investor hat on, it's all about the numbers and what the rate of return is. Because if you buy a house in a better neighborhood, let's say a high end, let's take let's say one of my neighborhoods like Lakeview. Lakeview is a higher end neighborhood. The price points are higher there. The rent rate is higher. You buy that property in Lakeview, and it's paying you a nice amount of money, a decent return on it. I would say if you're getting a good rate of return in Lakeview, Lakeview is the best place to buy a rental home. But if you're not, then that's not the best place. If you're in some of the other areas, let's use somewhere like say Avondale. Avondale, the price points are not as high as Lakeview. But if you buy a property in Avondale, you may realize a better rate of return for your property in Avondale because your price point is lower, your rent rate is higher than your price point. So you kind of weigh it out. It's not about the area. The areas tell us value, but it doesn't speak to the rate of return. It'll speak to value, but it won't speak to that rate of return. So all over New Orleans is good. I mean, you can find deals all over New Orleans. I mean, if you're looking for a property to invest in, I say don't limit yourself to one particular area.
Okay.
You look for the best deal.
All right, cool. All right. So when you became a real estate agent, I know there's a process when you become a real estate agent that you have to do it. Is it 2-3 years you have to be a real estate agent before you become a broker?
Yeah. I want
All
to say 2 years. You have to be an agent. Then you can apply to be a broker, and you have to go and take the course, and then also take the test.
Okay. And so what is the difference between a broker and a real estate agent?
So a broker has
education.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, I lost you. Say that again.
I see you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I had lost you. So the broker, let me back up. When you're an agent, when you first start out in real estate, when you're in your career in real estate, you become an agent, and you have to place your license with a licensed broker. So you're required to go and work with a licensed broker. The broker is responsible for you and your license. All of the activities that go on with you, the broker is responsible for that. So the question I'm thinking you're asking me is, what's the difference between a broker and an agent? Um, they both can sell real estate. You both can sell real estate, but in order for the agent to sell real estate, he or she has to be with a broker. You cannot just get a license and then just go start selling real estate. You have to go with a brokerage first.
Okay. All right. And so, since you're now a real estate broker, what are the
Broker.
huh? Say that again.
I'm not a broker.
Oh, you're not a broker. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were.
I'm with a broker. I'm with Keller Williams is the broker.
Keller Williams was the broker. Okay, I got you. Okay. Um, so let's talk about your organization working for Keller Williams. So since you're an agent and you work under Keller Williams, so is it pretty much like franchising?
Well, Keller Williams is a franchise, but what it is you're independent contractors.
Okay.
So me as a licensed agent, I'm an independent contractor. I don't have to be with this particular broker. I can be with any broker I decide that's licensed in the state of Louisiana. I just choose to be with Keller Williams for several reasons, and that's an individual thing. You can choose. You know, you're kind of like you're like a free agent. You know, you can pretty much go to any different broker you want that works for you, and work under that broker. But I would advise that when you're choosing a broker, you're gonna need to have the right type of broker. You're gonna need to have the right broker for you and your business. Since you're an independent contractor, you want to have somebody who's gonna support you. You need a broker that helps you grow your business, because it's just that it's a business, and you want to grow it. You know, you want it to be successful. You know, for as long as you want it. You're gonna need a good broker to have that.
Okay. So okay. So to work under Kelly Williams, I'm trying to understand the process. So when you're a real estate broker, so you have your own LLC, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you buy into Kelly Williams, and then you have other real estate agents underneath you.
No, so with Keller Williams, our business model is set up different. Each broker has their own business model.
Okay.
So when you're gonna find different business models from company to company. But the way Keller Williams works is you pay Keller Williams a set amount, and you operate your own business pretty much within the guidelines and the guidelines of the ethics of the state of Louisiana, within the culture of the company, and you pretty much do it how you want to do it. You know, you don't have that I guess rule book kind of franchise book in front of you. You really can kind of manage it and operate it the best way that works for you. You just merely just need to stay within side of the law, you know, stay within side of ethics, and you can kind of tailor it to how you want to, and then you can bring in other agents to work with you on your team, so to speak. You'll have you'll have your own organization up underneath the umbrella of Keller Williams.
Okay. All right. All right. Understand that now. All right. Well, I think we have somebody else that's about to come on. I think they have a question for you.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me bring him on. Mike D, what's going on?
How you doing, man?
What's going on? You
What's
got a
up?
question?
Yeah. Hey, Troy, how you doing, man?
How you doing, sir?
I'm great. My question is, I'm a realtor here in Houston, and I'm a dual career agent, meaning that I work like a regular job, a 9-to-5 job, and I do real estate as well. But
You still up, Mike? You breaking up a little bit. I guess because you driving.
Yeah, you're moving around.
can you hear me?
All right, start talking again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. How do you balance both careers?
So your question is how you balance both careers?
Yeah, how do you balance having your real estate career as well as a regular 9-to-5 job?
Right. So one thing we do is we use the calendar. Okay. So one of the what we call bold laws, you know about that, Mike, is if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. That's one of our sayings. Mm-hmm. So what I use is the calendar to plan your day. When you're in real estate, you have the flexibility to set your own schedule. You can make your own schedule, whatever it is that works for you. So what I would advise you to do is start maybe on Sunday night. I typically use Sundays to plan out my week. If I don't have the entire week planned out, whatever days I have planned out, whatever is on my schedule, that's what I'm doing during that time. So if your 9-to-5 is, say, 7 to 3:30 or 4, whatever time, then on my schedule is XYZ company from 7 to 3:30. Then if I have 4:30, then I plan my 4:30. I put something on my schedule for 4:30 if I'm doing lead generation, or if I'm showing properties, or whatever it is. If I'm doing anything around my business, I'm putting it on my schedule at that time, and I'm not doing anything other than that. If something comes up where you have an appointment schedule that maybe cancels, well, you should have something that's I would say a productive activity that you can do in that time to kind of fit in there. You may be able to move up another appointment, or you may be able to make some phone calls, some follow-up phone calls that you possibly missed, or anything like that. But the schedule is what fixes it. When you operate off a schedule, you have a lot more time during the day to do those other things. So if I'm operating on my schedule, I'm going to put in some time for my family, or to go out for dinner, or whatever it is that I want to do. I'm putting that on my schedule as well. So that's an idea for you to use if you're challenged with kind of balancing it out, so you don't find yourself maybe kind of wearing yourself out, because you can get burned out just not using that calendar.
Okay. Gotcha.
Right.
I appreciate that, Troy.
Yep.
All right. Thank you for calling in the show, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, so we're taking out everything from everywhere. We got people calling in. We got people commenting. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right. So to go into my next question, so when you becoming a real estate agent, is it do you need to get your own LLC, become your own entity while you're working for a broker?
It's advised simply because, for tax purposes, It helps you with your write-offs and being able to track your real estate activities. It also helps you with your liability. You know, you're a licensed agent. So if you're licensed in the state of Louisiana, you can become an opportunity for some people. So it limits your exposure that way. It's just a good practice to have. Having your LLC set up, you don't have to; it's not required, but it is advised. Your tax preparer will tell you yes. Um, do that first, and then you can just have your broker. You know, when you get paid, they'll pay your LLC.
Okay.
And do it that way.
All right. Cool. So you've been in real estate for a really, really long time. Um, can you tell me what was your, I guess, biggest hiccup or mistake, and how did you come back from that?
Yeah, so I've had several hiccups, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a work in progress. I hit my head sometimes. I got in real estate back in '08. So I got in during the financial crisis. We had a financial crisis in during that period of time. So that's when I got into that's when I became licensed. So I found myself just kind of going along, um, trying to learn it. I wasn't with the same broker, so I didn't have the training. I didn't have the training that I have now. So I was making mistakes all over the place with regards to contracts and just following the rules that aren't in bold print. One thing I can share with you I did is I didn't respond to an agent in enough time. Um, there's a time frame that you have to respond to an agent. I had a property that was listed. An agent submitted a contract to me for purchase, and I didn't respond to that agent within 5 days. So for that infraction, I responded, but it was after 5 days. So for that infraction, I was fined by the board $500. Um, Significant when you're in business. A $500
And
fine. Your
and
first.
what board is it you talking about?
It's a real estate board. We have a real estate board. Our board is the LREC, Louisiana Real Estate Commission. I want to say that's the acronym. Um, yeah, they fined me, man, because I didn't respond to the agent in 5 days. You got 5 days to respond. I think I responded on like day 8 or something like that. So yeah, there are all sorts of hiccups all over the business. That's why it's very important that whenever someone gets into real estate, they get with a broker that can train them properly. That is very, very important for somebody starting a career in real estate. If you're just coming over to Keller Williams from another broker, um, you're going to get the same training. You're going to have the opportunity to get the same training that you would if you're starting real estate from day one. That's the beautiful thing about Keller Williams. We have the number one training company in the country. Yes, number one.
Number one. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And what makes them, I guess, different from the rest of the brokers, besides the training? Is it?
Things. We do a lot more than just real estate. It's not just real estate. We're not just selling houses. We do a lot of different things with regards to helping you develop and grow your business. Real estate is one thing, but there's the community, charity giveaways, and all kind of disaster relief, tiding within the organization, just a host of different things that we do inside of the company that isn't necessarily real estate. You're not necessarily just buying, representing buyers and sellers. We offer you a lot of different opportunities to be able to grow your business and do other things within your business.
Okay. All right. Since you've been in real estate for a while, you talked about your mistakes. Have you had any roadblocks while dealing in real estate? Like anything that you could share that was a roadblock that you had to get over?
For me, I've had several roadblocks. When you're challenging, so if you're moving, I had to move from company to company. I've had I was with a broker at first when I first got into the business, and then I wanted to move my license to another broker. So that broker that I was with the first time, they didn't want me to leave. So they did some things that that made it a little difficult for me to go. One thing was they took my money. I had some deals in the pipeline. I had some stuff that I was working on that had not closed. So the broker wanted to keep those deals in-house. They were like, essentially, Troy, hey, yeah, you can go over there, but you're not taking these deals with you. So, who wants to work up, $5-6 grand worth of business and then just leave it on the table because you want to go to work at another brokerage? So that was one thing that really kind of stuck out in the beginning with the transition. Another thing was the business of real estate really hinges on your database. Your database is really essential to your business. So what that broker did is kept my database that I had built for that 6-year period. They kept the database. So all of those contacts and all of that business I had accumulated, I now have to go and start over. So those were some significant hurdles I had to get over when I decided to change brokers. That wasn't easy. That was pretty tough for me because I didn't, I had built it. You okay. Built up your business and then now you don't have it. You got to go back to it.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting. I didn't know that. So when you're a real estate agent, you just can't up and quit and go to a real estate broker. The broker you build now has to sign off on it.
Well, yeah. You have to. Your license is with that broker. So you remember I shared with you that your broker is responsible for you as the agent. So you have to give your license to that broker, and that broker has to turn your license in. So now you're underneath that broker's umbrella. So anything that you do, anything that goes on with you inside of your business, good or bad, is directly related to that broker. So that broker can find themselves in a situation if you're doing some things that you don't need to be doing. So for that reason, if you want to just up and leave. You have to get your broker to send your license back to the state, and then you have to get your license from the state over to the next broker. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's interesting. I didn't know that. So is there if you change the brokers, is there like a fee associated with that as well? Is there a buyout or something?
that doesn't have to be, but when you sign that contract, you're an independent contractor. So when you sign on with that broker, you're signing a contract. That's your first opportunity to sign a contract. Soon as you come out of licensing, you're signing a contract with a broker. So if you could imagine the new agent coming into real estate, they're not very familiar with contracts.
Right.
So you're pretty much gonna sign it. You don't have to sign it, but if you want to be with this broker, you're gonna sign it. So inside of that contract, there may be a fee to separate from the company.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be, but there it may be in there. And in my case, the broker had it in there. It was in there.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I did not know that. All right. So
it was up on
hold on one second. I think somebody else about to come in. Damon Williams, you got something you want to say? Oh, he popped off. All right. Bonita, you want to join us on the stream? Bonita, you still there? Bonita, you got a question?
No, I don't have a question. I'm just here to support my friend Troy.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in. All right. Okay. All right. So you talked about dealing with a broker. So when it comes to selling a house, how do you split the commission? Can you talk about the percentage of a house? Let's say if a house is, let's say, worth $100 to $2,000, what percentage do you get of the sale, of you being either selling or buy agent, and also how much percentage does a broker get from your deal?
Yeah, so that depends again on the contract. So we go back to the contract. Your initial contract is going to have all of that information in it. So typically what you have, well, I'll say with Keller Williams, what you have is a structure. It's a business model that's structured this way. There's a commission split. I want to say it's like 64% of whatever you bring to the table, whatever that check is that you get from your closing, and then the broker gets the other portion at 36% of it.
Okay.
64%. When we talk about an actual deal, if there is $100,000 property and you've negotiated, let's just say I'm working with a seller. So you've negotiated a contract for a 6% commission with the seller. Sellers typically pay for the commissions. Not all the time, but typically they do. So if you negotiate a commission of 6%, then when you put the property on the market, you have to put it in what we call our multiple listing service. So the multiple listing service is where you have to say how much of that commission you're gonna give to the other agent. And typically it's a 3% split. So if it's 6%, you give 3 to the buying agent and 3 goes to the selling agent, the listing agent, I'm sorry. So out of that 3%, you have to take that check to the broker. Then the broker gets their cut of it, and then they give you the rest. So if it's 6%, that's a $6,000 split on $100,000 transaction. It's a $6,000 split. So 3 goes to the buyer, 3 goes to the seller, and then that whatever you've negotiated with your broker is what your percentage would be out of that $3,000, and that varies from company to company. I just know that at Keller Williams, that's what ours is, and then we reach a threshold where you get 100% of the 100% of the commission at a particular point.
Okay. All right. Cool. I didn't know any of that information. All right. So with that commission, the percentage that the broker gets, what is that?
I lost you for a second.
For you.
I lost you. Say it again. I didn't hear none of it.
Oh, all right. You hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So my question was, I was saying, what the percentage that the broker takes, is there a reason? What are they doing? Is it part of being it's like a commission fee for being underneath that broker's umbrella?
Yeah, there are different things that the broker does with those monies. One of them should be to help you grow your business. That's one of the things that they should be using with that money to do with that money. That there's all sorts of technology around the brokerage, office space, keeping the lights on and actually supporting you in your business. So that's why it's very important that you get with a broker who's going to help you, because you're going to be paying them. You're going to be paying them every time you get paid. They're going to get paid. So you're going to want to get some of that money back in the form of support. So that's what's going on with those funds. They're paying for the fees. There are fees associated with the brokerage, and there's also other things, such as technology and office space, internet, computers, that kind of thing that has come out of that.
Okay. All right. So can you please give me some, if I was a fresh real estate agent, I just passed the exam, I'm joining Keller Williams, I'm working with you, what else real estate do?
Oh man, I lost that last part. I heard you say you were coming to Keller Williams and work with me, but I didn't hear nothing after that.
Okay. I was saying, what are the do's and don'ts? If I was a new real estate agent, what are the do's and don'ts a real estate agent should do that's coming into the new field?
Yeah. So I'll start with the do's, because those are the good things.
Right.
Because I was this way when I entered into real estate, I wanted to know what to do. Like that, there was nobody there to tell me, oh, now you got this license, go do this. So the first thing I would say is get with a company that will train you on what to do. The first thing, if you come to work with me, we're gonna start telling people that you're in real estate. That's gonna be our first thing. We're gonna get all of your friends, family, people that you're comfortable with, that know you. We're gonna tell them that you're a licensed agent now, and that's what you're doing. You're starting a career in real estate. That's the very first thing I'm gonna do with you, and then we're gonna grow it. We're gonna grow it from that. That's gonna be where we're gonna start at. Then we're gonna grow that. We're gonna take that first person, whoever that is, if it's your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, anybody, your friend, we're gonna ask them if they are interested in either buying a house, selling a house, or investing in real estate. If they say yes to any one of those, great. If they say no to any one of those, we're gonna ask them, well, who do you know that you think may be interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate? And then we're just gonna grow it. We're gonna just continue to ask that question to everybody that we see, everybody that we know. We're gonna just continue to ask that question. And before you know it, you're gonna have a big database, and you're gonna be making a lot of money in real estate. So then the things you don't do, you do not get into real estate and think that someone is just gonna come to you and say, hey, sell my house. I want you to sell my house. Doesn't work that way. You're gonna have to go out and get business. You're gonna have to muster up business. It's gonna be challenging in the beginning because you're gonna have to learn the language, that we use, and kind of develop that confidence in what you're doing. You're gonna be licensed, but you're also gonna be tasked with the responsibility of making sure that nothing goes wrong and that your client is 100% satisfied. So you don't want to think that that's gonna just happen for you. You're gonna have to study some more. You're gonna get your license, and you're gonna have to learn some more. You're gonna have to learn some more tools and techniques and ways of doing business. Just like right now we've got everybody in this pandemic with regards to your business, and in some industries it's just all shut down. In real estate, it's not that way, but we're affected because there are buyers that are now not in a position to buy anymore because they lost their job. There are sellers now in a position that are not wanting to sell because they don't really know what's going to happen next. So you got that little fear thing going on. So the pandemic has affected all businesses, all different kinds of ways. So you have to, if you're in business, you have to figure out a way to continue to go, to move and make money. You got to figure out a way to do it. And there's always a way. There's always a way. You got to know that. So you just have to figure it out. So do's and don'ts, come to me and get trained. Don't think that I'm just going to give you business. Even though I train you, I'm not just going to give you business. You're going to have to get it. And I can show you how to get it. I can definitely show you how to do that.
All right, cool. All right. So can you tell me, since you've been in real estate for a long time, when was that moment that you felt that you were successful?
Yeah. So for me, Jared, I'm a student. I always want to get better. I always want to learn more. I want to continue to grow. But what happened was I was always having a entrepreneurial spirit. I always had that. So I tried a lot of different businesses before real estate. Real estate just kind of showed up to me. And then it was different than any other business I was in. I was in several different businesses doing different things in other companies. But when I found real estate, it was on. I knew it. And when I became licensed, it was just like the icing on the cake, because I was doing real estate and enjoying what I was doing before I was licensed. I didn't get licensed to '08. But when I became licensed, it was really that moment that I knew that I was into something. I may have had my first closing within maybe a month and a half after becoming licensed. A friend of mine, he was selling a property. Um, and my first deal was a listing. I was selling the property. It was like 38,000. But that feeling of getting it to the table and getting a deal, actually doing a deal, that really kind of did something for me, because I was getting paid for doing what I had already been doing. I was doing it and wasn't getting paid um, in that way. So now I'm like, hey, now you can do this and actually make money off it. That's when I knew I was doing the right thing for me.
Okay. All right. So earlier you said that you got in real estate before you got your license. So do you believe um, if somebody want to get in the real estate field, do you recommend them just getting their own property, flipping and selling houses on their own, or do you recommend them getting a real estate license, or does it depend just on the person?
Yeah, it's gonna depend on the person, but I can help you decide whether or not you want to be where you want to be at. Because if you're just interested in buying properties, if you just want to buy a property, you want to own multiple units, then there's no need for you to become a licensed agent. You don't have to do that. But if you're interested in buying properties and a career, just being involved in real estate, in some other areas, then yes, go get your license. Come on over to Keller Williams. I'll be glad to help you. But if you're not interested in a career, you don't need to become a licensed real estate agent, because you're going to have fees and all sorts of liability. Once you become licensed, you've now opened yourself up to be an opportunity for some people. So if you're not really interested in that career, don't get your license. Just buy properties or sell your properties. If you're just interested in flipping properties, you don't need to be a licensed real estate agent to do that either. You can just get partner up with a good agent and do it that way. You can have your agent finding the properties for you. You flip them, and that's a great career right there. If you want to be a builder, you just build houses. You don't have to be a licensed agent to build houses.
Okay.
It will really depend on the person and what their goals are. But if you wanna do real estate and you want to be a licensed agent, yeah, you wanna come over to Keller Williams and work with me.
All right. Okay. So working in the real estate arena, being a black man, have you ever encountered any like racism, any issues when trying to sell a house or show a house?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
There's that element out there in the market. You know, I do my best. I do my best because you know it's life. But to answer your question, yes, there has been instances where racism has played a part. Um, but I do my best to work through it. I have a fiduciary responsibility to the client. So in that, I have to take myself out and my person out of it so that I can do the best job. So I'm not gonna say that I'm just gonna just kind of ignore all of the racial slurs and that sort of thing. But I'm not gonna tolerate you just being racist.
Okay. You wanna talk about? You wanna share like a story or two about what
Well,
happened?
I can tell you one instance. I had a listing in a predominantly white area. Um, it was a high property. It was a high listing. Really had a lot of activity on it. Had multiple offers on the property. Um, well, I stick a sign in the yard. They're unfamiliar with me as having done a deal with me before. Excuse me. So, an agent just see my name on a sign. They don't know me. They don't know whether I'm white, black, Asian, or what. Excuse me. So, this particular agent called me um, and put in an offer. Um, and I was talking about this earlier with my hiccup, and they put an offer in. I had maybe 15 offers on the property. Their offer was not the highest and best offer. So they called me the next day and threatened me. She called me. She called me and threatened me, told me that I better have my client um, respond to her offer by tomorrow morning. Um, and of course, I didn't entertain that, but I called, had a conversation with her. She kind of said some things to the effect of I had no business selling a listing in her neighborhood anyway, that sort of thing. Um, so that's the encounter. It's just senseless because nothing it's just senseless, man. That is one of those situations that's in real estate that's there. It's really hard for you to do anything about it because we're all independent contractors. Um, but because um, they didn't win it. She went and made a great effort to find something that I did wrong in the process. And that thing that I did wrong was I didn't respond to her in 5 days. So
Wow.
because I didn't respond to her in 5 days, she reported me to the board, and then the board says, okay, well, can you prove to me that you responded to her within the 5-day period? And I couldn't prove it. So therefore I had a fine, and that was it was all because I was African American. I knew it was because they didn't win. The after you sell the property, everyone is public record how much the property sold for. So if you send me an offer for 300,000 and the property sold for 350, well, you can find out in about 30 days that your offer wasn't the highest offer. So she knew she didn't have the highest offer, and she still reported me. So
Wow, that's crazy. Can't even be black in real estate, man.
yeah.
That's crazy. All right. Well, I enjoyed chatting with you. Please let the people know what's your social media handles, how they can reach out if they're interested in buying a home from you.
Yeah. Troy Lee on Facebook, Troy Lee Senior or Troy Lee CCWP on Facebook, and at Troy Lee Realtor on Instagram. Or you can call me 504-473-2771. That's my cell number. I'm always taking calls.
All right, y'all. There you have it. I want to thank Troy Lee for coming on the show. He broke down a lot of knowledge. Hope you appreciated that. Hit him up if you're looking for a house for rental, personal, leasing, whatever. He'll hook you up. Thank you for joining. Please remember, everyone, please like, share, follow us. This message is for you all. Join us next time. We out. Good night.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Peace.